share kung recording. Okay na po. So, the continuation of insurance code. So yesterday we discussed about the features, the elements, and the beneficiary, and all those rules. So today we will continue with the perfection of insurance contract. And for all you know, when you talk about perfection, you will first determine what is the contract involved. Okay, if the contract is real and just deposit, like for example pledge, mortgage, then perfection there could never be made until such time that the subject matter is delivered. Okay? So yun po yung ang sabi. But on the other hand, if a contract is consensual, then mere perfection or mere giving of consent perfects the contract. So going to that, insurance contracts are consensual and therefore they are perfected from the moment there is a meeting of the mind with respect to the object and the cost or consideration. That is cost. No? Anyway, so alam natin, pag na-discuss natin yesterday, yung tinatawag natin na COC. And take note that along with our discussion yesterday about contract of adhesion, meaning to say it is the insurance company that prepares the contract, may mga tendency kasi na pagpunta mo sa isang insurance company, pagod ka na or nagmamadali ka, fill upan mo lang doon yung mga details, pagkatapos doon, pipirmahan at iiwan mo na lang. Ngayon, akala mo na perfected na po kasi nga, mere giving of consent is a requirement for the perfection of an insurance contract. Pero hindi ganoon. Dapat talaga makita mo na na-accept yan siya. Because there are instances na punta ka doon, pipirma ka, iiwan mo lang, lumabas ka, akala mo okay na yung kontrata, may nangyari sa'yo if it is an accident insurance. And then all you know, wala pala, hindi pa pala napirmahan ang insurance contract mo, nandun lang pala sa secretary, hindi pa na-forward. That's why under this slide, nakalagay po dito, mere submission of the application without the corresponding approval of the policy does not result in the perfection of the contract of insurance. There should be an affirmative act on the part of the insurer. So make sure talaga na gayon po, kasi alam naman natin, pag-claims yan siya, insurance company, wala tayong negative sa kanila, pero kadalasan po pag singila ng premiums, naku, masikasig yan sila. Lahat naman na collection, but on payment of claims, yun, mabusisi din yan sila. Simulan talaga nila, okay, o kompleto ba to? Tingnan nila yung elements, wala ba, hindi pa na-accept. Kung papasok dun, titirahin ka na naman dun sa mga disclosure, concealment, etc. and so on. So dapat kung ikaw po yung insured, you'll see to it that the application or the insurance contract is really accepted. And we follow the concept of cognition, di ba? Meron tayong manifestation theory, perfection theory, meron tayong cognition theory. So whenever a contract is whenever there is an offer and has been accepted, there is no perfection of contract until such time that acceptance is relayed to the other party. So in such case, natin yun, cognition, kailangan talaga malaman, no? This means that contracts negotiated by correspondent. Usually kasi yung sa cognition theory, mag-apply yan siya pag sulat lang eh. Although ngayon, hindi na masyado yan siya kung titingnan mo because of technology. Civil Code 1950 po yan, makikita natin na offer, no? Offer through telegram and acceptance by telegram or letter, di ba? Basa niyo yun, is deemed perfected the moment the other party or the offerer has learned about the acceptance. So yun po yun. Ganon din po sa atin sa insurance contract. Now, delay in acceptance. If you are uninsured, you cannot assume that since there was delay in the approval or the giving of consent by the insurance company or yung contract, i-presume mo na or i-assume mo na na-approve na. Wala po yun. An insurance contract is not perfected in case there is only an offer to enter into an insurance contract in the form of an insurance application. Mere delay by the insurer, although unreasonable, in acting upon the application does not raise the presumption of acceptance. So hindi talaga. Dapat kung ikaw na nangangailangan, ipa-follow up mo yan. However, kung mayroon siyang implied act, no? Alam naman natin na acceptance could be expressed or it could be implied. But implied acceptance of an offer can be established only if there are other circumstances that will indicate such acceptance other than inaction or delay. So in such case, kung ikaw po yung insured, makita mo doon na talagang sinabihan ka or may mga gestures, not only hindi nila na-actionan, then pwede mo yan erase na hindi naman. While it is true na hindi ka pumirma, hindi pa napirmahan, pero ito yung sabi mo, may mga ganito. So these are attending circumstances, so this would be on a case-to-case basis. Delivery of the policy in an insurance contract and of its terms and communications of the insurer's acceptance of the insurer's offer. Yun sinasabi natin sa delivery of policy. Delivery may affect the terms of the coverage, but take note, delivery of the policy is not necessary in the formation of the contract of insurance. Pag tinanong kayo, bakit hindi pala yung policy? Because again, going back to the elements, the essential elements of an insurance, the policy is not a requirement. Policy there, doon na ang mga details ng insurance mo. Ano ma-avail mo, lahat kayo mabayad. Pero of course, ang sabi dito, kailangan yung policy para magiging binding at may guide ka po. So yun po yung sa atin sa perfection of contract. Now, sabi natin, isang elements ng contract is that consideration. And therefore, if there is no payment of consideration, there could be no contract. So in that case, if there is no payment of premiums, then wala po yung contract. Premium is the consideration paid to an insurer for undertaking to indemnify the insured against a specified peril. An insurer is entitled to the payment of the premium as soon as the thing insured is expressly exposed to the peril against. So ito po yung general rule. Ang general rule po dito, the moment you enter into a contract, alam naman po natin yun. Kahit sa sale nga di ba? Kung wala namang pinag-uusapan as to the delivery or the payment of the price, then it will be simultaneous. So in this case also, it must be paid as soon as there is an exposure to the risk. Yun po ang sabi nito. Pero this is only a general rule. Why is that so? Later on, may tinatawag tayo na payment of premiums by credit or extension. Pwedeng pagbigyan ka. Kagaya niya sa health insurance, hindi mo naman yan buuhin. Lalo na sa life, di ba? Yung sa akin, monthly ka nagbabayad, FWD kasi ako security bank, tapos ngayon, na-due na, mature na, walang nangyari sa akin, yay, in 5 years. So, kukunin ko yung ibigay, attorney, invest mo na lang, alam mo, maganda yung investment ngayon. Sabi ko, hindi ko na, kasi sinabi ng kaibigan ko, maganda daw ilipat sa MP2, mas malaki yung interest kumpara sa investment. Pagbalik ko doon, so ano na yung nangyari sa investment? Ay sir, ganun pa din. Of course, kasi nga, ang binigay mo is umbrella authority. In other words, sila nang bahala kung saan nila i-invest ang pera mo. Natural, by reason, by logic, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, uunahin nila yung investment nila pag lucrative, pag hindi doon. So ilang beses ko na yan pinuntahan, ganun pa rin ang sabi. And abogado pa ako noon, kaya lang, grabe talaga yung sales talk nila. So talagang kukunin ko yun. My point there is that nagbabayad ka, hindi buo. 5 years po yun, tapos nagbabayad ka monthly, kung ano man yung pinag-uusapan. So going back, hindi full ang payment ng premiums doon because there is an agreement. The general rule though is that it must be paid at once. Okay, now, and of course, alam natin yung payment of checks, di ba? Check is not good as cash, di ba? Kahit sa BP22 nga, although sa BP22 yung manager's check at saka yung cashier's check, hindi po yan covered ng BP22 because they are good as cash. But that is not the requirement for payment because checks ordinarily, especially if it is issued by an individual or an individual check, kailangan po yan siya ng process of clearing. So, kagaya ng promissory note, punta ka dito sa USJR, magbayad ka po ng cheque, tapos pag-take ka ng exam, pagbayad mo ng cheque, bigyan ka ng official receipt, hindi pa po, acknowledgement receipt pa lang. The moment na-clear na ang cheque, then that's the time na bibigyan ka ng bibigyan ka ng official receipt. Ganon po yan. So the general rule, no policy or contract of insurance issued by an insurance company is valid unless that there is payment of premiums. Any agreement to the contrary is void. Meaning to say, ang any agreement to the contrary is not on the terms, but on the payment. Love kita, kuha ka ng insurance na libre na yan lahat-lahat. That is not the case, okay? It must be paid, but the terms could be based on either installment later on. Exception, sabi natin kanina, general rule, if there is an agreement allowing the insured to pay the premium in installment. Ngayon, ganun na yan sila sa dami-dami ng mga insurance. So, payag yan sila, ganito ang bayaran mo, ganito, ganyan. And when there is an agreement to grant credit extension for the payment of the premiums. Ngayon, minsan sasabihin nila, for this duration, sir, ito po yung babayaran mo lahat na premiums. Pero pwede ka magbayad quarterly para hindi mabigat. Parang tuition, no? Grabe na lahat ngayon, no? Or pwede bi-annual or annually, parang ganon. Pero mahirap ata mo annually, wala ata kasi anong mangyari nun. So my point here is that the general rule, payment, as soon as there is an exposure to the subject, to the property or to your life that is at risk, meaning to say perfection of contract, and also we have here two exceptions. Now, payment by check, sabi natin, it must be cleared. Okay? Delivery of a promissory note or in any instruments or a check will not be sufficient to make the policy binding until said note or check has been converted into cash. Payment by means of check, sabi natin, wala po yun. Pero kung, for example, nagbayad ka ng cheque ngayon at may pundo yan, di ba? Kasi alam naman natin, there must be a fund on the check, di ba? 90 days, 190 days, alam niyo yun, 180, kailangan mo i-deposit the first 90 days para to establish the presumption by the drawer na alam niya na wala siyang pondo. Para nang sa gayon, pag nagkaso ka, hindi mo na i-establish. Pero pag on the second 90 days, kailangan mo pa i-establish yun. But anyway, sabi po dito, payment by check. Nagbayad ka ng checking ngayon sa insurance. Kung meron ka, may pondo yan lahat-lahat. Tapos, matagal. Ang insurance company, alam naman natin ang lifespan ng check, 180. Busy sila or for whatever reason, hindi nila na-deposito. Hindi pa nila na-deposito, baka mayaman sila. After 2 months, na-disgrasya ka ngayon. Ang tanong, bayad ba yung bayad ba yung premium mo? Hindi, pero of course, ang sabi po dito, hindi ka liable nun. Kasalanan nila. Anong sabi? Okay? Payment by mail of check accepted by the insurer bearing a date prior to the loss of the funds would be sufficient even if it remains in cash at the time. Kasalanan mo yung insurance company na hindi mo yan in-cash. Binigay ko na yan sa'yo. Baka busy kayo and then, yun nga, sino magkakala naman na na-disgrasya ka o nasunog yung bahay mo after 2 months and then, ang cheque, prior pa sa aksidente, kahit hindi mo, because again, there is deal payment on that, kahit na hindi pa na-deposit or na-clear, because the reason there is inaction on the part of the insurance company. Baga, kung si Duterte pa, you are stopper, di ba? You cannot question anymore that thing. Okay, now, this is not applicable sa post-dated check. Of course, hindi po pwede. Post-dated check, kung in-issue mo ng post-dated check, tapos hindi pa na-in-cash, na-disgrasya ka na, mahirap po yun, wala po yun. Ang point lang natin is that it must be in-cash. That is on payment by check. Then, we have rescission of contract, okay? Alam po natin, balikan natin sa ating, i-correlate natin what are the 4 defective contracts based on their defectiveness. Rescissible, voidable, unenforceable, and of course, void. Okay? So, pag rescissible po, ano po yung grounds nun? Because sa unenforceable kasi, mayroong mga tawag nito, ang tawag nito is mayroong statute of frauds, di ba? Sa resissible naman, may lesion, di ba? More than 1/4 na talagang hindi pwede kasi pag pinatupad mo yan, mas mai-injure po or mapiprejudice po yung ward, your absentee, di ba? Ganon. O, nag-aaral talaga kayo. I am so happy. So here, resent, no? So resent. So we have here, this is another ground. Pero may karapatan ang insurance company to rescind pag hindi ka nagbayad ng premium. Or kung nag-promise ka nagbayad tapos hindi mo tinupad. Pero, okay, there is dim waiver of the action to rescind by accepting the premium despite knowledge of the ground on recession. Makikita natin yung mamaya yung mga grounds on concealment. Hindi mo sinabi na ganito ka tapos nalaman pala. Pero rather than saying na, guy, ba't po hindi po sinabi to, rescind namin to yung contract kasi mayroong concealment po ron, non-divulging of information, pero tinanggap pa din, and then may nangyari, and then later on the question kayo, no, you cannot claim because mayroon kang concealment or mayroon kang ganito, hindi na po yan, because at the time that he accepted the payment, he learns of the ground for rescission. Again, stop. Okay? You cannot question an act now which you have benefited before. Okay? So yun po yung sabi natin. Rescission, limitation on the right of the insured to rescind in non-life, meaning to say, must be exercised prior to the commencement of an action on the contract. So kasi po alam natin, ang rescission is an accessory remedy, di ba? Sa rescission kasi, kung payag naman siya na ganito, hindi pwede, di ba? Hindi mo na pwede maparescind yan. Example natin sa ating obligation in contracts, yung dalawang parcels ng lupa, bininta mo na mas mababa, more than 1/4. Pero willing naman siya later na bayaran, hindi mo na pwede pa-rescind yun, okay? So yun yung sinabi dito. And in life, such must be availed of during the first 2 years. Bakit 2 years? Di ba? Relation natin sa suicide kahapon, because that is on the incontestability clause. And take note, incontestability clause apply in life. Meaning to say, after the effectivity of the life insurance for 2 years, no parties could be allowed to question, to raise issues about the validity, invalidity, voidability, or any grounds that would question the validity of that particular insurance contract. Now, ito po na. Incontestability, it is a clause in life insurance policy that stipulates that the policy shall become incontestable after a stated period. Applies only to life insurance upon the death of the. So take note, sa life insurance, kaya ang joke natin kahapon, Dad, it is not yet the right time. Don't think about it. It's so morbid, yuck. But after 2 years, anong sabi natin? Dad, I understand you. Okay, hindi naman ganun. Just So 2 years po yan from the date of the last date of issue or last reinstatement. Anong last reinstatement? Kasi may mga times kasi kung minsan kasi napapaya ka nga sa pagbayad ng amortization mo sa bangko, di ba? So ngayon hindi mo mabayaran. So ngayon may period tayo. Just like sa naman tayo, balikan natin yung analogy natin sa Maseda Law. Pag hindi ka nakabayad, hindi naman talaga yung hatakin na ka, di ba? May grace period pa nga, may exercise mo in 1 year. Okay? Parang ganun pa. Bayaran mo without penalty. So ngayon, masuspend lang ang effectivity ng insurance policy mo, pero yung insurance contract mo nandun. And then pagkatapos nun, pag willing ka magbayad, punta ka na dun, minsan i-reinstate na yan. Sige, ganito po. So again, doon na rin magsimula ang computation natin ng 2 years. Okay? Maliwanag. Now, 2 period requisites, yan po ito. So yan. This talks about still on incontestability. So again, requisites are follows. Insurance on life, okay, payable upon death, and of course, it has been enforced for the last 2 years without question. And of course, kahit pa incontestable yan siya, mayroon pa rin defenses, maka-raise pa din yung party. Sabi natin, basta sa incontestability ka from the word, ito po yung mga erase mo na hindi na kailangan. It will never be entertained because there is a presumption of validity since that insurance contract has been effective for 2 years. So hindi mo na mag-question yan. Void from the very beginning. Resistable, hindi na yan. Dito ka lang sa mga grounds na to. Because this grounds does not question really the validity, but or more of other extrinsic grounds like this one. Insurance lack insurable interest. O, importante talaga yun. Okay? Cost, like for example, sabi natin, wala kang insurable interest sa isang tao. Ngayon, napalusot mo. Bakit? Submit ka ng peking birth certificate, di ba? Gawa sa amin doon sa recto. Tapos inano mo yan siya, na i-ano mo yan siya. Kasi ano siya vlogger siya, lagi siya, skydiving siya. So sabi mo, one time madadali ito. So pina-insure mo ngayon, inamin mo na anak mo siya or whatever. And then later on, after 2 years, okay, namatay. So claim ka ngayon. So of course, hindi ma-question that on validity, but on extrinsic factors like wala ka palang insurable interest. Again, the cost of the death, hindi pala yun siya kasali sa risk. Premiums were not paid, blah, blah, blah. So it is not, kasi yung sa incontestability kasi, it focuses more on the elements. Dito naman yung mga external factors, kagaya po nito, fraud, etc., etc. So take note of this term incontestability and what are the defenses that could be allowed and those defenses which are not. Now, concealment. Pag sinabi natin concealment, a neglect to communicate if there is the duty to inform. So sa concealment kasi, tanda ko dati si Judge Pinay, yung last, di ba siya yung dati nagtakbo ng presidente, i-delete ko lang to sa recording. Sabi niya, sabi ni Karen Davila, how would you assure the public that you will be honest? Okay? Where you did not, where na mayroon kang girlfriend, na nagsinungaling ka sa asawa mo. Sabi ni Binay, well, of course, hindi po ako nagsinungaling sa asawa ko. Hindi ko lang siya sinabihan. Yan. Pero ang concept dito, kung titingnan mo, tama. Pero tingnan mo sa concealment yun, dishonesty yun. Because again, you have the duty to inform. Hindi kailangan tanungin ka ng whoever. So here, a neglect to communicate without which a party owes to know and ought to communicate. Whether intentional or unintentional, it does not matter in an insurance contract. Why? It is easy to say na, hindi ko talaga good faith talaga ako, di ba? Not for good faith. Wala pong malis here. Duty to communicate, sabi po dito, each party to a contract of insurance must communicate to the other in good faith all facts within his knowledge which are material. Of course, material to the insurance policy. Pag nagpa-insure ka ng nagpa-insure ka ng Lex mo, yung sa mga iba, no, di ba? Dati sila yung Marilyn Monroe, or sila yung mga matay, papa-insure nila, no? Tapos pagpa-insure nila yan, may mga tanong dun, walang kinalaman dun sa Lex mo, well, hindi po yan. Hindi mo na kailangan sabihin na wala ka ng appendix, or what, wala na yun. May mga tanong dun, kasi minsan maraming tanong. Minsan, meron ka tanong dun na, policy na, do you carry gun or rifle or weapon? Ang aplikante soldier. So nakalagay doon, occupation, soldier. Sa pagmamadali, hindi niya na check yung mga box, do you carry gun? Ganun. Hindi binigyan ng claim. So umabot sa Supreme Court ang kaso. Sabi ng Supreme Court, hello, soldier yun, magdadala yan ng baril. So therefore, hindi mo na kailangan, even it was inadvertently not checked. Hello, ganun po yun. Or sa gender, for example. Okay, gender, nakalagay doon pangalan mo talaga, unless pretty. Oh, lagi ako kahapon talaga, dali na naman ako sa pangalan ko, pretty, kahit sa airport, tinitingnan talaga, talaga. Ikaw na pretty. Kaya nga sabi ko sa estudyante ko, pag senior na ako, I will change my name. I'm tired of being called pretty. I'll file a petition for a change. Do you know what the name in my mind? Prettier. Ah! That's the best. The prettier. Oh, kasi baka may gagaya sa akin. May mga kalaban na ako ngayon, pusa at aso eh. Pretty. So sabi ko na change yung name. Prettier. Sabihin na dyan, what? Anyway, gising na tayo ha. Mamaya, marami pa. Okay, so concealment. Okay? Party knows the fact. Alam mo, kaya lang hindi. Neglect to communicate. Ayaw mo talaga. And take note, kaya nga magsabi po dito, not necessarily na alam mo, mayroon kang intention to defraud because alam naman it's a negligence. Ang tao neglectful, why? Obligation in contract. A person could be considered neglectful if you fail to exercise the required diligence. Yeah, ganun yun. Pero pag may malice, deliberate intent, fraud po yun. Dalawang klase yung fraud. Causal at saka incidental. Ano yung causal? Fraud na nangyari doon pag-enter mo sa kontrata. Incidental, okay naman, pero yung in-order mo na wine yun pala, hindi talaga pala tequila na Cuervo. Iba pala pag-deliver niya, incidental. But during the time you enter into a contract, pag tikim mo kasi purchase by sample eh. Tequila talaga. Doon. Maligaw na tayo, no? Baka sa ano niyo yan, sa tawag dito, evaluation yan. Pre-week na to lahat na. Concealment, such party, that's the duty. And concealing makes the warranty of the fact, mayroon siyang warranty doon na hindi niya sinabi. The other party has no way of ascertaining the fact. Kaya na, if you have the way to ascertain the fact and still you continue with that, and then, anong sabi? You receive premium. If you are an insurer, then you cannot question that anymore. And the fact must be material. Meaning to say, materiality is related to the insurance policy, particularly on the risk insured in its qualification. Okay? Operada ka ba? Yan. Tapos mayroon kang sabi natin kahapon, hindi mo pwede yan sabihin. Age mo, binago mo. Were you been operated for the last 3 years? Oh, ganun yun sa mga insurance, di ba? Na-slide po ako, pero stitches lang to eh. Operation ba yan? Ganon, di ba? So, yun ang mga nangyayari. Now, matters relating to health of the insured are material. Obviously, okay? The insured need not die of the disease he failed to disclose. Di ba? So kung may kinalaman, may nagkalagay doon kung anong sakit, tapos hindi niya sinabi, and then material pa yung sakit, kahit namatay siya, hindi doon sa sakit na hindi niya sinabi, still, baka cousins yung mga sakit, no? Yung related silang dalawa sa pagkamatay niya. So sabi ng insurance company, hindi, cousin yan sila, parehas lang yan sila, something like that. But our point here is that there must be disclosure. Information as to nature of interest not to be disclosed except in property insurance. So interest mo sa hindi mo na kailangan yun. Pero pag property insurance, kasi nga, property po. Number one, you cannot insure the property of another pag wala kang insurable interest. Kailangan talaga may-ari ka. Kung hindi man, assignee ka. Or kung hindi man, law on sales, chideng. If you are a common carrier, tapos may goods ka na ipatransport from Cebu to Manila, hindi po akin yan. Carrier lang po ako, but you have the risk because if something happened to those goods, pag lumubog po ang sasakyan or whatever, high tide or wave, then ikaw po yung bully. That's why you could have that. But you disclose mo. Bakit mo to i-insure ba? Because again, yun po ang capacity mo. Now, concealment, take note, it is only at the time when you entered into the contract, not afterwards, in order that the policy could be avoided. Okay? So concealment again should take place at that time the contract was entered. Failure to communicate information acquired after the effectivity of the policy will not be a ground to rescind the contract. Reason? If the concealment should take place after the contract is entered into, the information concealed is no longer material as it will no longer influence the party to such contract. Kasi sa insurance kasi, pag kumuha ka kung ano yung mga present status nun, wala ka man kinalaman dun. Like for example, nadulas ka na ba? Example lang to, nadulas. Hindi ka pa naman nadulas. So paglabas mo, nadulas ka, kailangan mo pa sabihin yun. Wala na, after fact na po yun. That is the very, very weird example. Sana matandaan nyo. Ang example ko, astig yan, pero ang theory na. Misrepresentation. May representation, pero mali. Diba? Misrepresentation. An oral or written statement of fact condition affecting the risk made by the insured to insurance company tending to induce the insured to assume the risk. Had it not because of your representation that was or that is wrong, hindi ko sana tinanggap tong policy na to. But because of the misrepresentation and induced ang sinabi, meaning to say that led to the acceptance of the policy or the issuance of the policy, yun, bawal po yun. Okay? They are factual, made by the insured at the time, prior to, or to the issuance of the policy. Kaya nasabi natin, material during the time. Kasi nga, pag nagpirma ka ng insurance policy, ang mga tinatanong hindi lang present, kasali yung past, pero hindi po yung future. Alam naman insurance. Pero meron tayong warranty dyan. Pwede sa warranty naman. Hindi yan siya sa, it will fall on a warranty. For example, may sasakyan ka. Tatalo na po ako sa discussion. I-insure mo sa accident. Pero nakasabi doon na, hindi mo gagamitin na taxi. Yan. Pwede po yun, warranty, promise warranty. So hindi mo pwede. May nakakita na ba tayo tawag nito? Wala pa akong nakita na taxi na Honda. May kita na, meron kayong taxi na Honda? Dalasan Toyota, di ba? Wala. Tapos wala rin ako nakita na, mayroon na ako nasakyan nata na na Grab. Pero sa taxi, wala. Kasi nga, parang mayroon yan silang promise warranty na pagpinta mo. Kasi during that time, high-end talaga yung mga Honda, Civic, City, lahat yan sila. So, ang nangyayari, hindi nila inaalaw na gagamitin for public transport. Para mahirap talaga. Well, taga-Rostans kami. Mga ganon, di ba? Hindi, ganon. But anyway, it's up to you. Okay? Balik po tayo. Now, may effects. What would be the effects? So, number one, it renders the contract voidable. Voidable, okay? Because, again, one of the elements of the contract is defective. Pag sinabi natin voidable, it is on consent. Pag voidable talaga consent. Bakit voidable yun siya? Because, kung alam ko lang, hindi talaga ako nagbigay ng consent. So I give, kagaya nito, Real Talk, Consumer Act, okay? Order ako sa Shopee. Order ako sa Shopee ng tambutso. Alam mo yung tambutso? Muffler. Kung sa siya ka, muffler. Ganun pa wala ang breakfast o kapilag. Ngayon, Shopee. Sabi sa Shopee, you would return the goods in 2 weeks if there is a defective or that not live. Ganun, warranty. Ako naman, busy na tao, laging travel. So pagdating ng muffler, pagkawak ko, nasa box, ang gaan. Presto, titanium to. Ang gaan eh, mahal eh. So tinago ko lang doon sa aking baba ng bed. And then sabi ko, in 2 weeks time or month, ayos ko na to. So nakapanahon na ako, dala ko na yung big bike ko. Tapos dala ko yung tambutso na yan, punta ako, to, sa 01 Moto, yung makikita mo dun sa 01 Moto sa YouTube, yung mga vloggers na yan. Punta na ako doon, sikat na sikat ako kasi ganda yung moto. Tapos muna, pagbukas, alam mo yung buka, kurtina. Ang daming tao na pahiya talaga. Attorney, sinabi ko, baka mali yung dadala ko, parang gano'n. Pero kurtina talaga. So wala, embarrassed talagang sabi ko, grabe naman to. Tapos nakalagay pa doon, box. It was a box and put in another box. Nagkamali ata, may nakapangalan doon, tapos naka-address Palawan. Tapos yung sa akin, pinasok sa box, na nandun yung pangalan ko. So grabe talaga yung kurtina na yun. So of course, ganun kayo guys, wala ka nang magawa. Anong gagawin magwala ka doon? Nagdadrive na ako, nabundol ako doon sa likod ng sasakyan. Ano pa, magalit ka pa. So si Kuya sinabihan, balikan natin yung muffler ha. Maliit lang yung discussion natin ngayon eh. So sabi ko kaya, soft drinks muna tayo. Yung driver, soft drinks kaming dalawa. Tinitingnan namin yung pagbangga niya. Stop, nagtitext eh, bangga. Sabi ko, wala na tayo magawa, gano'n na yun. But anyway, nasettle naman yun. Pero may issue doon. Hindi na ako sinipot. Nagkita kami, sabi ko, nandiyan na yung magtuto nito. So ano, bayad ka ba nito? Ipa-assess natin, pina-assess. 4,000 na yung bayaran. At the time na magkita kami ng bayaran, hindi na pakita. Hindi ko na makontak. As in talagang, talaga ako, napukaw yung aking pride. Sabi ko, abogado, lusutan mo ako ito ngayon. ko, sige, tingnan natin. Punta ko ng LTO. Wala nang respeto sa sa data privacy. Sino to? Kung nakita ko yung address ngayon, kakilala, di ba? Kaya, okay, thank you ha. Kaya kakilala ka, so pwede mo akong lapitan, di ba? So, this was the time na hindi pa ako mabait kayo, mabait na ako. So, nakita ko, taga Cavite, gano'n. Kinuha ko ngayon yung pangalan, sinulatan ko. Pumunta ako ng LTO, kinuha ko yung registered na pangalan. Nakita ko din doon, kinasuhan ko sila lahat. Insurance eh. So, pati ang insurance, Commonwealth, kinasuhan ko for the 4,000 na claim. So, pag-hearing na namin, sabi ni Judge, Attorney Pretty Celis, you're filing a case for 4,000. Why is that so? Ma'am, it's a matter of principle. Oh, nandun sa labas, nandun yung Commonwealth, at ito pa, may na pa ako, may na stock pa ako. Ang sasakyan na yun, ang sasakyan na yun, binili ng engineer sa kanyang jowa na nakatira sa Makati. Grabe yung aking research doon. So sabi ko sa kanya, may mga trolls ako pina-research ko pa doon. Nakita pa sa Facebook, recently, nag-travel sila sa Hong Kong. So ang daming nasalita, sabi ko, boss, bayaran mo yan. Kung hindi, lagot ka sa asawa mo, travel pa kayo sa Hong Kong. Yung sasakyan pala, binili mo pa yun sa girlfriend mo dyan sa Makati. Namutla siya sa akin, pati yung driver. Ganon, di ba? Sabi ko. And then, sabi ni Jan, so paano to? Sabi niya, willing siya magbayad ng 4,000 right there and then. Sabi ko, no. Doon sa office ko, doon yung usapan natin. Sabi ni Jan, Jazz, bigyan mo na sa akin, panyero, para ma-feel nga din yung hassle. Di ba? So pumunta siya doon. Okay? So ganon, di ba? So yun po yun. Balik tayo sa muffler. Ito na ngayon. Sabi ng Shopee, you cannot return the goods because it has passed the 2 weeks. Sabi ko, ha? Ano yun? Sabi ko, can I talk to the manager? Yes, ma'am. Oh, sir, kasi po 2 weeks. Ma'am, consent. I did not consent. I did not give my consent to a curtain. Ang pinirmahan ko dito, muffler. Tanong mo yan sa legal nyo, tatakbo lang yan yung period nyo to report whatever for 2 weeks if the product is the same. Ito obviously iba po to, so walang consent dito. Sabi niya, ano, pero nahirapan pa rin ako kung di pupunta ka pa ng LBC, ipapak mo pa, ipapadala mo pa. Pagkatapos pag natanggap nila, saka na sila magpapaano to. Anyway, that is on misrepresentation kasi voidable. When you say voidable, it really talks on the consent. Renders, okay, etc. Okay, now, warranties. Ito yung sinabi ko. Alam na natin ito yung warranty, guys, di ba? So lahat may warranty sa sales, insurance may warranty din. Sabi natin lahat last time, pag nag-insure ka sa marine insurance, dapat may warranty ka na. Ang barko mo, talagang maganda kung di ba seaworthy. Hindi na kailangan ng inspection ng ano yon kasi that is an implied warranty. Additional warranties, alternative, promissory, express, and implied. Alam na natin ito yung express, no? Alam na natin yung implied. Express pinag-usapan when the contract was perfected or kung sa atin ba at the moment of sale, kung sale yan siya. And then sa implied warranty naman, hindi na kailangan brief. Hindi na kailangan pag sinagot ka, pwede na yan hindi oo, basta sumama sa'yo. Joke. So in other words, implied, meaning to say, it doesn't have to be kasi may tinatawag tayo na language of love, di ba? So not necessary. So ganun din po sa warranty, implied warranty or warranties that need not be discussed and expressed by the parties because they are deemed incorporated in the contract by reason of law. Pero yung promissory warranty, sabi natin kanina, which the insured undertakes that something shall be done or omitted. Parang kung sa atin pa yan, yung obligation not to do. Alam mo yung obligation not to do? Yung bibilin ko yung sa pero wag mong gawa ng fence ha, kasi ganito, di ba? So in other words, that is a continuing obligation. So here, if you endure something and then sabi mo na, okay, ganito po yan, will not be used. Okay, insured ko yung aking bahay. Payag ka? O payag ako. Pero yung residential yan, yes. Pwede bang paupahan? Ay, iba po. Pag-upa ko, iba yung aming cover. Pinaupahan ko, hindi ko sinabi sa insurance company. Naku, si ate nag-rice cooker na liko, nag-tiktok, nasunog, pumutok ang rice cooker, nasunog ang bahay. Nag-claim ako ng insurance. Pag-claim ng insurance, hold on kasi may investigation. Sir, sandali po, antayin muna natin yung report ng Bureau of Fire, ganun. So, dumating na ang report ng Bureau of Fire and then nakalagay doon, ang sunog is because of that. So, because of the tenant action. So, ma-deny po yun. Express warranty, and then we have promissory warranty, alternative warranty. Breach of warranty, sabi natin, of course, if there is a breach, then you have a ground to cancel the contract. But of course, again, the breach would be material. Okay? Violation of material warranty of the provision of the policy will entitle the other party to rescind the contract. However, pag immaterial naman, wala. Kukunti lang yan siya. Labi po dito, ano yung mga immaterial warranty? Sabi natin lang kahapon, double insurance. No? Ano yung double insurance? Ito po, in-insure ko sa iyo, in-insure ko sa kanya. Pero yung sa insurance ko sa kanya, wala. Sinabi na there is this limitation. So, kung mga ganung mga bagay, not necessarily, it will not really lead to the breach of warranty. Violation of a clause by the insured will not constitute breach unless there is an additional provision. So yung sinasabi natin na kahit as a rule, dapat hindi naman ba prohibited ang double insurance, kung wala nakalagay doon, so okay lang yun. So yung sinasabi natin na immaterial warranty. Now, omission. Okay, so ganun din yung omission, failure to communicate, di ba? Failure to communicate, parang mag-part na rin yan sa concealment kasi tinago mo, you have the duty to tell, tapos wala lang, silent ka lang, RTR, ganun. So yun ang mangyari natin. Claims, last topic. Okay, claim, settlement, and subrogation. So sa claim settlement, tapos na bro, may nangyari na sa insurance policy. May nangyari na, nasunog na ang property mo, or na-aksidente ka, or worse, unfortunate, namatay ka. Mag-claim na ngayon yung heir, beneficiary, kung patay. Kung hindi naman, ikaw mismo. Kasi ikaw yung insured, and ikaw din po yung beneficiary. So dito, claim settlement, it is a clause where the insurer is required to pay a third party injured or killed in an accident without need necessarily of proving fault. So claim sa life tayo. The proceeds shall be paid immediately upon the maturity. Balik po tayo sa example ko, yung FWD, 5 years yung aking life insurance, mature na, dapat ibigay na nila yun. Sabi nila, sir, ganito po, ganyan, because of, sabi ng batas, pag life insurance, pag walang nangyari, pag na-mature, kailan ang bayad, dapat shall paid immediately. Pero kung namatay, okay, namatay ka, then within 60 days after the presentation of certificate of death and other required documents. So, at once, if it is maturity and pag may nangyari, death, then 60 days after the presentation of the necessary document, and usually that is a certificate of death. Now, sa property insurance naman, may period din tayo, 30 days from proof of loss received by the insurer. Kasi nga, sa property, dapat magtawag nito, mag-notify ka. May requirement tayo for notification. So, 30 days of after proof of loss is received by the insurer. Tapos, pag hindi yan siya ma-ascertain kung may natanggap ba o proof na reason, then it shall be paid 90 days after the receipt, no? Kung wala pong mga determination. So take note, 30, 60. Now, notice of loss. Kailangan mo, guys, magbigay ng notice of loss. Okay? So, sabi po dito, it is a formal notice given to the insurer by the insured or claimant under a policy for the occurrence of the loss insured against. Yun yung purpose nila. Bakit? Kailangan mo kasi ma-determine nila ang extent ng liability nyo. And then, hindi naman orada-orada. It's not na pagbigay ka ng notice of loss, bibigyan ka agad. Manong Edgar, okay, kapatid ko, half-brother, papa ko, maraming extracurricular eh. So, may half-brother po ako sa Rojas. Nako, nagbaha. Anong baha ba yun sa Rojas? Mayroon siyang mga maliit na mall. Talagang lutang talaga yung mga goods niya doon, di ba? Ganun. And then, nag-file siya ng notice of loss. Malaki, millions. Ngayon, pumunta yung insured company doon sa amin. And then, binerify po kung ganito, tama ba? Kasi Kasi si Manong minsan, marong-maraw din, kaya nagtampo din yan sa akin. Kasi yung mga goods na old stock na sinali niya dun sa mga kasi makikita mo yung goods na may mga putik na, di ba? Ganon-ganon dahil dun sinali niya, so tinitingnan mo yung parang ganito. My point is, whether that's true or not, but under the law, notice of loss must be given to the insurance company for it to check, afford the insurer means of detecting fraud. Kasi may fraud po yan, and again, alam natin, pwede na, number one, outright, ma-deny ang claim, or minsan, only those which are not affected by the fraud or yung mga insertion ang ma-prevail. And to check upon extravagant claims, sobra, bloated ang claims, di ba? Lagay mong ganito, tapos yung goods naman, alam natin kasi sa property that this a property claim would be on actual damage suffered. Hindi po yan siya pwede sa parang profit. So fire, okay, failure to give notice defeats the right of the insured to recover. Other insurance, failure to give notice will exonerate insurer unless there is a stipulation to the contrary. So proof of loss, yun po yun. Ano yung mga proof of loss? Kagaya kay Manong, yung kanyang photos. Na-require naman yun, photos, assessment, kung mayroon bang dyan, you take notice nila sa bagyo, lahat-lahat nun. Kailangan po yun. Kung sunog naman, of course, yung affidavit ng Bureau of Fire Protection, responding team, photos dyan, ganun sunog, para pakita mo talaga na nasunog po yan. Okay? So these are documentary evidence. Prescription of action. When you say prescription of action, familiar na tayo nito. That is the period within which you are given by law to file a claim. Yun. Walang forever. Alam mo, kahit sa pag-file ng kaso, walang forever. Okay? Like for example, sa mga labor, pag tinanggal ka, walang forever. 4 years from the date you are legally dismissed. Ganun po yun. So hindi po pwede na, saka na. Ganito, mayroon akong estudyante na hinaras. Okay? Hinaras na siya. So under the law, pwede ka mag-file ng case 4 years, di ba? From the date of harassment. Sabi ko, mag-file ka? Kaya na, kasi ganito, gusto ko muna, well, ikaw. Kasi sa batas kasi, bakit ka nag-file? 3 years na. 3 years na. Matagal na. The wound was not, hindi pa nahilang wound. In fact, it left a scar. Oo, scar sa'yo. Pero sabi ng korte doon, what took you so long? So baka monetary claim niya kasi yung nag-harass ganito. So again, this could be just debatable, but ang point is, the moment your right of action accrues, diyan mag-file ka agad para at least meron pa yun. So dito, prescriptive action, rules on prescriptive filing. Parties to a contract of insurance may validly agree that the action or policy should be brought within a limited period. But that period shall not be less than 1 year from the occurrence of. So the general rule, pag Mark Villar, 1 year. But you may agree for more, but not less. Kasi nga, pag less, kailangan maghila pa ang insured ng mga dokumento. So ngayon, 1 year, gawin mo 6 months, kahit papirmahan mo yan, anong sabi? Tsideng, bawal po yun. Stipulated prescription shall begin to run from the date the insurer's rejection of the claim. Kasi, magkaso. Bakit ka magkaso in the first place? Kasi hindi binigay ang buo mong claim or wala ka talaga, dininay talaga yung claim mo. So the moment you receive that claim or that rejection or partial or either full denial of your claim, then that's the time that your time to file a prescriptive period accrues. Ganun po yan. So 1 year. In case the claim was denied by the insurer, but you filed a petition for reconsideration, then take note that counting of the period must be from the denial of the first application and not to wait for the reconsideration. Bakit? Kasi pag nag-file ka ng reconsideration, minsan matagal. So akala mo actionan. Like for example, nag-claim ako ngayon. Today is April 22. Tama na ako. April 22 ngayon. And then sabi natin, pag walang pinag-uusapan, that is 1 year. Okay? Pero pwede mag-extend, depende sa usapan ng mga parties, but not to reduce that one. Ngayon, nag-file po ako ng motion for reconsideration sa denial. And then, hindi na-actionan until, let's say, for example, August. So take note that the 1-year period will be counted not from August, but still on the first time that your application was denied. And then we go to, okay, if there is no stipulation, the party may bring within 10 years. Yan. So yun, tingnan mo yun ha. 1 year, 10 years. Motor vehicle, 6 months. Mga aksidente dyan, 6 months. Okay? So I had a tragic experience, ganon. Big bike ko na tawag dito, na damage hanggang ngayon. October 31 po nangyari, hanggang ngayon, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Mayroon pa, April 31 pa pala, pwede pa ako mag-file ng claim, pero ayaw ko na, kinakalimutan ko na yung anong pangyayari. Actually, my son died because of accident sa big bike. Gamit yung big bike ko na isa, ganun, aksidente. But anyway, so yun po yun. So, tabalang kalimutan na lahat. Okay? So that is on 6 months. The suit for damages either the suit for damages either with a proper court or with the insurance commission should be filed for 1 year. So, pag denied, and then wala talagang action, you have the choice whether to go to the insurance commission or to the regular court. Subrogation, last topic in insurance. Alam natin ito yung subrogation, no? Ano itong subrogation? Wala kang sapatos. Hindi. No. You are put into the shoe of another. Diba? Subrogation, meaning to say, ang sabi po dito, a process of legal substitution. Pag sinabi kasi na rin nga, legal substitution, hindi lang yung substitution na for reimbursement. Iba kasi, di ba, sa ating oblikon, may reimbursement ka lang but you do not have the right of action. Like for special, kagaya nito, example natin, may utang ako, binayaran mo, hindi ka nagpapaalam sa akin. Hindi ko alam. So, anong rule ko? Bayaran ba kita? Reimburse ba kita? Yes, only if it is beneficial. Pero pag hindi, wala. Kung nakabayad na pala ako ng 40, tapos binayaran mo 100, well, 60 lang ibayad ko sa iyo. That's the Pero, mayroon pala akong sinangla doon. Do you have the right to foreclose? No, wala kang karapatan kasi nga, walang consent, so it is not subrogation, it is only substitution. Yan, drop tayo para tulog dyan. Okay? So sa right of subrogation, talagang mayroon ka, pumasok ka sa kanyang sapatos. Ew, gano'n, di ba? So, after paying the amount, just like sa PDIC, balik tayo sa PDIC, pag nabayaran ka na ng insured deposit, which is now, wow, effective? Huwag naman, effective. August 15. Grabe naman ang examiner. When is the 1 million? August, grabe ka. Pababas talaga yung date, itanong mo, di ba? 1 million. Now, take note there na pag na-subrogate ka, nabayaran ka na, ang bangko na ngayon ang hahabol doon sa responsible officer sa bank. Kay Edin. Sino yun si Edin? Yun yung bangko sa, hinawakan ko dati sa Negros, sa Magalion, di ba? Na-close po yan siya, kinasuwa namin ng qualified theft. Ninakaw nila mga deposit, mga pera, wala na ngayong mabigay. Because under that law, there is insolvency by the monetary board if, anong sabi? The bank can no longer cater on the demand of withdrawals by the depositor. So may nag-withdraw, 300,000 taranta sila. Tumawag sa teacher, nag-report ngayon sa monetary board. Boom! Pumunta, boom. So, pagkabayaran, mayroong subrogation. Ganon din dito. Kung ikaw po na-injured ka dahil doon, and nabayaran ka ng insurance company, bottom line, ang insurance ng company ang hahabol doon sa kanya. Kung may insurance ka, hahabulin ko yung insurance mo, di ba? Para babayaran ko. Pero ako wala na. Kaya nga, kung bibigyan ka, ito muna sa practical ha. Kasi litigation ako, lagi ako sa korte, yun, wala nang bubok, ganun pa lagi, tagak na pod. Ito pa, attorney appearance ko, okay, na. The saddest day of my life is when I wake up in the morning, I saw strands of hair on my pillow. Just joking! Okay? So, tulog pa muli ba? Marami na. Gusto ko na po niya akong anak. Parang kag-adlib, kag kong edit. Oh, di ba? Tatawa mo nila edit. Pag-edit ng mga mention ako na data privacy, ha? ayaw na lagi pag diretso ng lecture. Anyway, where was I? Subrogation. So, yun po. Kaya nga, pag mag-claim ka, kina-require ka, tawag nito, quit claim, di ba? Papaisyo. Like for example, naka-aksidente ka, di ba? Nandun na yung mga sa police station. O ano, magtuloy pa kayo. Ganun, hindi pwede. O sige, so bayaran mo, mag-quit claim ka. Pag dili, kaso. And then sa pagkaso, kung mabayad ng insurance, pa-execute ka ng quit claim na mauna na tanan. Because again, walay mga masubra pa sa dapat mong i-claim pag property. Except naman po, pag, what do you call this one? Injury. Yun naman pwede makag-usapan. So, subrogation again, the insurer after paying the amount covered by the insurer steps into the shoes. Dalawa yan ha, shoes of the insured and avails himself of the latter's right, okay, that exists against the wrongdoer. Yun na. Kasi pakawalan mo yun, hindi hahabulin yan siya. Sa purpose of subrogation, make the person who caused the loss responsible. Kahit sabihin niya, may insurance naman kayo, claim kayo. Correct, claim ka sa insurance, pero hahabulin ka ng insurance. Yung purpose nun, para hindi ka na ma-hassle. Kaya nga, yung iba, mali po yung sabihin nila. Mayroon akong kliyente na Alma. Yan, si Alma. Si Alma was my classmate. Nagbisita po ako sa aming, sa Negros. Nagmotor siya ng kanyang asawa. Okay, motor sila. Kabangkalan, alam mo yun. Kabangkalan, nabundol sila sa likod ng armored car. Nagmamati. Alam mo naman yung mga armored car, pailing Arnold Schwarzenegger yan na talagang hindi mo makikita. Parang military din, di ba? So, nabandol sila ngayon. Okay. Pagkabundol, ang force punta doon sa police, sabi ng police na, sabi daw nila na magbayad sila pag nakuha nila ang claim sa insurance. Mali po yun. Kaya lang si Alma, of course, sabi din natin sa sa data privacy, sa data privacy, hindi ka pwede magbigay ng consent. You cannot give the consent on behalf of others except yung tao related mo at saka unconscious sa ospital. Okay, sino ba? Sa ospital kasi nung pipirma, alangan ikaw pa na collapse ka na, so next to kin. Okay? So kukunan ka na ng life support, sinong pipirma. Ganun po yun. So si Alma wala, unconscious si Alma. Nagpirma yung anak niya ng waiver. Mali. Ni-release ang armored car. Kasi galit ng bangko pumunta yung bangko, ganun yung bangko, pera namin. Sabi ko, Alma, may pera yung armored car, dapat hindi ka na, ang anak mo pumirma noon, ang anak niya barely naka-18. So mali po yun. Dapat hindi ka, kasi nagagalit daw yung bangko, nagpe-penalty daw yung insurance, nagpe-penalty daw yung tawag nito, armored car company, kasi nga every day daw na hindi ma-release yun, may may violation sila sa contract nila. So, precisely, that's the reason about insurance, to compel them to pay. Otherwise, hindi na i-honor. So yun po yun. So that's why, kung sa police pa-execute ka ng waiver, quit claim. Ano yung pinagkakaiba ng waiver at quit claim? Ang sa waiver is renunciation of your karapatan or right. Quit claim, quit. Wala ka ng claim. Yun na, kung anong matanggap mo hanggang doon na ng period. Okay. Now, so to prevent insurer risk, ito, doble, mga marumaraw dyan, doble, manghingi na, babayarin ka na, ikaw yung culprit, magbayad pa din sa insurance. O, ganun yung mga style, malalaman yan siya. Marami kong kakilalang kaganyan. To prevent tortfeasors from being free from liability. Okay, so that is on subrogation. Applicable only to property insurance. The value of the human life is regarded as unlimited and therefore no recovery from a third person. Okay? So yung sa subrogation. Ay, ibig sabihin nun, pag nagbayad na yung insurance sa'yo, tapos kulang, tapos sa feeling mo na ang ear mo is na short change, pwede mo pa siya kasuhan. Like for example, in my case, motorcycle, di ba? Nagbayad dun yung insurance company, pero ayaw ko na talaga mag-part. Not even I appear in court, not even I watch the recording, kasi according to it's so morbid, you cannot watch it, please don't watch it. And then you know what? Tragic, I was in Thailand during the time. Kasama yung mga taga-FPU, I was kaya na-haunted ako kasi because during that time, gusto ko siyang tawagan, blah blah blah. And then wala, na-enjoy na ako doon. It was around 7 o'clock, so yun. Nandun ako sa departure, my daughter called. And sa rule namin sa bahay, hindi ka pwede magtawag basta-basta, mag-text ka muna. Kaya that's the policy, is tumawag sa mga importante ito, pag gano'n na talaga. So yan, wala. My point is that ang insurance nagbayad this much, but pwede namin itong kasuhan yung culprit. Pero wag na. Kasi it will still revive things. Okay? So that is on subrogation, property insurance. Okay, subrogation does not apply on insured by his own act releases the wrongdoer. Paano kayo subugin kung doon pa lang sa sa tawag nito, sa presinto, ni-release mo na siya. Okay, fine, ako nang bahala nito. Tapos mag-claim ka sa insurance. Paano hahabulin ng insurance na may waiver ka na claim? Meaning to say, ikaw dapat hindi ka para mahabol ng insurance. For example, ikaw po nakabangga sa akin, nasa presinto po tayo. Ngayon, nag-issue po ako na, okay bro, estudyante kita, sige na ako nang bahala dito. Paano ka hahabulin ng insurance? Hindi ka mahabol ng insurance. So therefore, hindi rin ako makakuha sa insurance. Sabi ng insurance, paano babayaran kita? Tapos pinalaya mo na yun or wala na. That is the instance there. Insurer lose his right against the wrongdoer. The insurer can only subrogate it where the insurer pays the insured the value of the loss without notifying mo dito. Nag-ano ka na, kanya-kanya ka na. Dapat kasi pag may accident, inform agad ang insurance company mo para alam niya. Okay? And then pays the insured for loss not covered by life insurance. Of course, take note, ito life insurance and for recovery of loss more than the insurance coverage. Kasi insurance coverage mo may maximum yan, di ba? Maximum 50,000 or 100,000. Tapos sobra na doon, hindi ka na pwede ma-subrogate on that aspect. Okay? That is on that insurance. Okay? So, insurance. We finished insurance. We will go now to